Okay, so let's move on to the next sum. Here it says that I equals to integral x square into e raised to 3x. So according to the property, it says that LIATE. So this is algebraical term and this is exponential. Algebraical and exponential. So a come first. So we'll consider this as u and this as v. So let's begin. I equals to u integration of e raised to 3x into dx minus integration derivative of x square. Okay, derivative of x square, then integration of e raised to 3x into dx bracket close into dx. Okay, so we'll keep this x square as it is. Now here focus here. Okay, as we know that integration of e raised to x is what? That is e raised to x plus c. Yes or no? Integration of 3x will be what? As e raised to x is e raised to x, so e raised to 3x will be e raised to 3x, but here x is replaced by 3x. So into, we know that we used to write 1 by 3 plus c. I hope you all might be knowing this basic integration rule. Okay, basic integration chain rule. Yes or no? As here x is replaced by the linear function, so whenever the x is replaced by the linear function, what exactly we have to do? Into 1 upon, then you have to write the coefficient of x. For example, if I say integration of 5x into dx, so integration of e raised to x is e raised to x, but here the function x is replaced by linear function, so 1 upon, see the coefficient of x is what? 5 plus c. So this is the final answer, that is e raised to 5x upon 5 plus c is the answer for this integral. I hope you all might be knowing this basic rule. Yes or no? So integration of e raised to 3x will be what? E raised to 3x into 1 by 3. So here directly I will write e raised to 3x upon 3 minus integration derivative of x square is what? 2x. Okay, again integration of e raised to x, e raised to 3x will be 3x upon 3. Yes or no? The next part, we'll write this as x square upon 3 into e raised to 3x minus, as we can see that 2 upon 3 is a number, we can bring this number outside the integral. Inside we left with x into e raised to 3x into dx. So x square into e raised to 3x upon 3 minus 2 by 3. As clearly we can see that inside the integral for the second part, here we have two terms. The first one is algebraical and the second one is exponential. As per the rule, algebraical, as per the serial order, algebraical come first and then exponential. So here, as I told, whenever the power of a algebraical function goes on increasing, that much time you have to apply u into v rule. As here it says that x square, so that's why first u into v section is over and now we are applying the second u into v part. Yes or no? As suppose if x square is replaced by x cube, so 3 times you will see that you have to find the integrations. You have to apply the u into v rule for that particular question. So now, and see that for the second part, whatever you will solve, whatever you will write inside the box. Keep this 2 upon 3 outside the box only. Okay, and then apply the formula. So x u into integration of v minus integration derivative of x into integration e raised to 3x into dx and then bracket close. So x square into e raised to 3x upon 3 minus 2 by 3 x integration of e raised to x. Just now only we saw integration of e raised to 3x is what? E raised to 3x upon 3 minus derivative of x is what? 1 into again integration of 3x will be what? Integration of 3x will be e raised to 3x. Integration of e raised to 3x will be e raised to 3x upon 3 into dx. Yes or no? So further this we can write as x square into e raised to 3x upon 3 minus 2 by 3 x into e raised to 3x upon 3 minus 1 into, as clearly we can see that 1 upon 3 is what? A number will bring outside the integral, and we'll write this e raised to 3x into dx, bracket close. Further e raised x square into e raised to 3x upon 3 x into e raised to 3x upon 3, we'll keep this minus 1 by 3 as it is, and integration of e raised to 3x is what? E raised to 3x upon 3. Done with the integration with respect to x for each and every term, integration is removed, and then we can write plus c. Okay, so now the final step will be what? X square into e raised to 3x upon 3 minus 2x into e raised to 3x upon 3 3s are 9. So this minus minus will be plus, 2 one side is 2 e raised to 3x upon 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So 2 upon 27 into e raised to 3x and then plus c. So that's the final adjustment. Further, if you want to remove this e raised to 3x as common or 1 upon 3 as common, you can do. Otherwise, you can stop your answer here itself. So in this way, you can present your sum in the board exam. As clearly we took two examples based on x square. As the power of algebraical function increases, so that much time you have to apply the u into v rule. If suppose your x square is replaced by x cube, so in that particular question you have to apply the u into v rule for 3 times. Okay, got the point? Understood the concept? Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So we took one example based on algebraical and logarithm, algebraical and trigo, algebraical and exponential. Now we'll take one sum based on algebraical and inverse function. We'll see now. Okay, so now before this sum I just want to explain one concept. Whenever you come across integration like this, okay, integration of x square upon x square plus 1, in simple language, whenever you come across quadratic function upon quadratic, so here we don't have any separate type for quadratic upon quadratic. We have this type for linear upon quadratic, but we don't have any type, a separate type in the integration for quadratic upon quadratic. Okay, so whenever you come across like this, so simply what you will do, and whenever you have to find the integration for this, as clearly we can see that it is in the form of u by v, and in integration we don't have u into u by v rule. Okay, so whenever you come across like this, so simply what you have to do, the function, see here, quadratic upon quadratic, here we have x square and x square, here we have plus 1. So simply what you will do, you will adjust the numerator by plus 1 and minus 1. That's it. You will adjust the numerator by plus 1 and minus 1. Got the point? Once again I will explain. Whenever you come across quadratic upon quadratic function like this only, x square plus 1, this two parts should be same, then only you can do this basic adjustment, okay, to find the answer of integral further. So simply what you will do, you will adjust the numerator with plus 1 and minus 1. Okay, now we'll keep this x square plus 1 in one bracket and minus separately. Now we'll separate this integral as in the numerator clearly we can see that because of this bracket here clearly we can see that there are two terms. We'll separate the denominator now. Okay, so here this part is common, so we'll cancel. So here we're left with 1 into dx, and here we have 1 upon x square plus 1 into dx. As clearly we can see that integration of 1 we know that it is x. And what about integration of 1 upon x square? For derivative we know that the derivative of tan inverse is what? 1 upon 1 plus x square. So integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square will be what? Tan inverse, yes or no? Yes or no? So here 1 upon x square plus 1 will be what? Tan inverse x plus c. Yes or no? Or else you can apply the formula of integral 1 upon x square plus a square into dx. Still you will get the same answer, as it says that 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c. Got the point? Yes or no? I hope you all understood. This formula will get converted, this part will get converted into type number 1a. Yes or no? Okay, so what exactly I want to explain, that whenever you come across the integral function like this, x square upon x square plus 1, yes or no? That means the first section, this part should be same, or else the function can be like this also, 1 plus x square. Let it be, no problem. This part should be same. So what exactly you will do, you will adjust the numerator in a such a way that you must get the previous step. So simply what you will do, you will adjust the numerator by plus 1 and minus 1. Okay, so clearly we can say that the plus and minus will get cancelled, you will get the previous step. Then after this you will separate the denominator for further integration. So here this section will get cancelled, you will left with 1 upon x square plus 1 into dx. Integration of 1 is what? X, and this directly we can see that it is integration of tan inverse, and then plus c. So see to that whenever you come across a quadratic upon quadratic form, so this is the way, in this way you will solve your sum further and you will find your answer for that integration. As we don't have integration of u by v, and we don't have any rule, any separate type for quadratic upon quadratic, so this is the proper way in which you can find your answer. Understood the method? So let's begin now. So here we have x into tan inverse. So as per the rule LIATE, x is algebraical and tan inverse is inverse function, that is I. So here this is u and this will be v according to the selection of the serial order of the letter LIATE. So inverse come first and then after that algebraical. Yes or no? So here I equals to integration tan inverse x into dx. So this will be what? U, and this will be v. So let's begin. So I equals to u, yes or no, u integration of x into dx minus integration derivative of tan inverse, yes or no, into integration x into dx and dx. Simply replace u by tan inverse and v by x. So in the next step this tan inverse will be same as it is. And what is the integration of x? Just now only we saw integration of x. In the previous video also, integration of x square is what? x square upon 2 using the formula x raised to n, yes or no, minus derivative of tan inverse. Okay, so what is the derivative of tan inverse? Derivative of tan inverse, we know that derivative, okay, derivative of tan inverse is what? 1 upon 1 plus x square. So here we can write as 1 upon 1 plus x square, and integration of x square is what? X square upon 2 into dx. So tan inverse x into x square upon 2, as 1 upon 2 we can see that it is a number we can bring outside the integral. So inside the integral we left with x square upon 1 plus x square into dx. So we'll keep this part as it is, yes or no, minus 1 by 2. Just now only I had explained, whenever you come across quadratic upon quadratic form, quadratic upon quadratic form, so there are 2-3 different method, but I will suggest this is the simplest method in which you can find your answer further. Okay, for this there are 2-3 different adjustment in which you can find your answer, but this is the easiest method I can say. So simply what you will do, you will adjust the numerator by plus 1 and minus 1. Okay, write this part in one bracket. So tan inverse x into x square upon 2 minus 1 by 2, yes or no? So here separate the denominator, so x square plus 1 upon 1 plus x square minus 1 upon 1 plus x square into dx, yes or no? Got the point? So here this will be tan inverse x into x square upon 2 minus 1 by 2 integration, this is what? 1, as clearly we can see that x square plus 1 is common here, minus 1 upon 1 plus x square into dx. So in the next step, okay, in the next step 1 upon 2, separate the integral, so this will be 1 into dx minus integration 1 upon 1 plus x square into dx, yes or no, as there are two terms and here we have integral. So we know that whenever we have integral a plus b into dx, we can separate the integral and we can find our answer, yes or no. So here tan inverse x into x square upon 2 minus 1 by 2 integration of 1 is what? X, and integration of 1 upon tan inverse is what? 1 upon 1 plus x square is what? Tan inverse. Integration has been removed for each and every function, and we had applied the integration with respect to x, and the final step you can write as plus c. Okay, final adjustment you can do like this: tan inverse x into x square upon 2 bracket open, so this will be x by 2 minus minus plus, and this will be tan inverse x upon 2 plus c. So in this way you can find your answer. I hope you all understood this adjustment. Okay, so see to it that whenever you come across this function quadratic upon quadratic in any type, I am saying, whether it is type number 1, 2, 3, okay, in any type, especially in type number 7, in u, by when you are solving u into v rule. So whenever you come across like this, so see to it that this is the adjustment part, and then after that you can integrate. Okay, got the point? And see to that this two part should be same. If suppose this is x cube x square, then this method we cannot apply. So then there is a different method. This method plus 1 and minus 1, you have to do the adjustment whenever this x square and x square is same. Okay, suppose here if it is x cube and x square, so we cannot apply this property. So there a different method will come. Okay, so for that also I will explain what exactly you have to do. But here just remember, whenever you come across x square upon 1 plus x square, quadratic upon quadratic, and this two section is same, then this is the adjustment, plus 1 minus 1, then separate and then integrate. Okay. Okay, so let's take some few example. As here we have only log x and here we have log x the whole square. So while explaining the concept, I told that whenever if integrand contain only log or inverse trigonometric function, take the first function as u and the second as v. But second function it is not given, then take it as 1. So 1 we have to consider as v. So we'll take this to example. As here we have only one function, so here we multiply this function by 1, multiply this function by 1. So the first part we have to consider, always we have to consider as u, and second part as v. If you interchange, so you will end up with getting the wrong answer. Here also will take this as u and this as v. So here clearly mentioned that whenever a integrand contain only log and inverse function, always see to that you have to multiply this function by 1, take the log as u and 1 as v. So let's see now. Okay, I equals to, so log x u into integration of 1 minus integration of derivative d upon dx of log x integration of 1 into dx. Okay, then after that we'll keep this log x as it is. Integration of 1 is what, x, derivative of log x is 1 by x into integration of x is integration of 1 is what, x into dx. So remember, this dx it is for this integration and this dx is for this integration. So derivative of log x is 1 by x, integration of 1 is x, yes or no? So this x will get cancelled, so you will be left with log x into x minus integration 1 into dx. Still the function it is inside the integral, so we have to integrate this function with respect to x. So log x into x minus integration of 1, again it is x, integration is removed, plus c. As clearly we can see that x is common, so inside the bracket you can write as log x minus 1 plus c. Don't multiply this two function, as this is log x and this is x, this is logarithm and this is algebraical, so we cannot multiply x into x as x square. Okay, so you can stop your answer. Okay, so now we'll take the second one. As here also we were having log x the whole square. Whenever you have individual term as log, multiply that log by 1, take the log as u and second part as v. So now I equals to log x the whole square integration 1 into dx minus integration derivative of log x the whole square integration of 1 into dx, yes or no, into dx. So what I did here, I had applied the formula, that is u into integration of v, integration derivative of u into integration of v into dx. Then further I equals to, we'll keep this part as it is, yes or no. We know that integration of 1 is what, x, derivative of log x the whole square. Now see the separate derivative, I'm solving this part here to clear the step. Okay, I'm solving this section separately, okay, to clear the step. So here log x the whole square, so this is in the form of x raised to n, so this is in the form of x raised to n, and x is replaced by log, so that means we have to apply the chain rule here, yes or no. So what is x raised to n? N into x raised to n minus 1, x is replaced by log x, so the answer will be 2 into log x into derivative of log x is 1 by x, so answer will be 2 log x upon x for this, yes or no. Understood? So answer will be what? Log x the whole square. So answer will be 2 into log x upon x, because here x is replaced by log x, so here I had applied the chain rule. Okay, so so derivative of log x the whole square, here we'll apply the chain rule. As I took this part separately, I had explained the step here. So here derivative of log x the whole square, here you will get what? 2 into log x upon x. You can solve the section this part directly. Okay, show the step in the rough work and then write the answer directly. Okay, so here the answer is 2 into log x upon x into integration of x is 1 is what? X into dx. Got the point? So the next step will be what? This will be same as it is. We'll write x will get cancelled. Okay, here 2 is constant, so we'll bring outside the integral. So here we left with what? Log x into 1 into dx. Okay, again we had seen that here inside the integral, here we have two term, log x into 1, and we know that whenever we come across only log x, we cannot integrate the log x, as we don't have direct integral for log x. So we multiply the log by 1 and we apply the u into v rule. So here also we'll do the same thing. To integrate this part, we'll multiply this log as 1. As 2 is constant, we had removed outside the integral. We'll keep this part as it is. Okay, apply u into v inside the box. So this will be what? U into the same step will come. Okay, 1 into dx minus integration d upon dx of log x into integration 1 upon dx. Okay, into dx. The same section will come this side. Okay, I hope you all understood what exactly and how to apply the rule u into v, as we took more than 3-4 example. Okay, so we'll keep this part as it is. Log x integration of 1 is what? X. Here derivative of log x is 1 by x. Integration of 1 is what? X, and then dx. This x will get cancelled. So log x the whole square into x minus 2. This we can write as x into log x, then integration 1 into dx. Log x the whole square into x minus 2, x into log x. Integration of 1 is what? X. Integration is removed, and then here we can write as plus c. So final adjustment, you can bracket open with this 2 minus minus plus 2x plus c. So that's the final answer. If you want, as clearly we can see that here x is common, so you can bring x also. X is common, so inside the bracket you can write as log x the whole square 2 log x plus 2 plus c. So it is on you. You can stop your answer here itself or here also. Okay, and see to that if you are increasing the step, don't make the mistake. Okay, if you feel we can solve the sum further, then solve. Otherwise you can stop your answer here also. Okay, I hope you all understood the sum, how to apply it, as I took more than 4-5 sums. As I took the pair of 2 like algebraical, log algebraical, trigo algebraical, inverse. I took this 2 example, as whenever you come across only log x, what exactly you have to do, how to frame the step. I hope you all understood all the example, even the concept, how to apply u into v rule and when to apply, and what is the procedure to take u and v, to which function we have to consider u and which function we have to consider the v. It's all depend on this letter. So here, according to this letter, we have to select our u and v. So what is this letter? That is LIAT. We pronounce it as light. L stand for log, I for inverse, A for algebraical, T for trigo, and E for exponential. So you have to see this alphabet first come first. Okay, whichever the alphabet come first, you have to consider that alphabet as U, and then the second alphabet as V. Okay, I hope you all understood the method as well as all the example. So in the next lecture, we'll take some few more example based on this u into v only, but there we'll see x into sine inverse and x square into cos inverse. That means today in this video we took example for tan inverse. In the next lecture we'll take example based on sine inverse and cos inverse. There we have some basic adjustment, as here I had explained for the tan inverse, yes or no, this part. So there also, before dealing the sum for sine inverse and cos inverse, I will explain some basic rules and regulations, then only we'll start with the sum. As for this also, I did the same thing. Before dealing with the sum, I had explained this part separately. Whenever you come across like this function, what exactly we have to do. So in the next lecture also, before dealing with this two sum, we'll see the procedure whenever you come across such patterns, exactly what we have to do, and then after that we'll solve this choose sum. Okay, I hope you all understood all the sums based on u into v. Remaining sum we'll do in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye, see you in next lecture.